Good evening to everybody on this Friday. Let's wait for some people on the feed so we can talk about it. And we can start. And we can have this really important topic. It's really important for everybody. It's really important for everybody to analyze why right now is not a good time for a 5% tariff. Why right now? I will wait for some people on the feed so we can start. And we can talk about, that I'm a guy that likes to give you guys stats and numbers. And that is why, I read a lot, because the statistics, they're really important when you talk about, stocks and how the economy is decreasing and how it's improving, how is it boosting. And when in terms of immigration, we need to talk about statistics, stats, and all that stuff. So, how's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News and America's Voice. Good evening to everybody. A really, important topic today, as, a lot of important journalists from the right that they support Trump. Absolutely support Trump like I am. I support the President of the United States of America. Why? Because he's against socialism. And because he's a man that stands his ground and defends his country. He's providing for the American people first. And I love that. That, he's the first one that it has demonstrated to me that he is for his people. And he wants to defend, the Constitution and all of this stuff. And because of a typical subject that came out today, important journalists that they are from your country, and really important journalists, they're talking about this, and they're panicking because there's a caravan coming on the 10th of March. If there's no sound, get out and come back and you will get sound. And because of this, because of their panicking, because another caravan is coming, and there's speculation that there are coronavirus in the caravan. Like there was a speculation that it was Ebola in the caravan. Like there was a speculation that there were, dengue, and that was not a speculation, it was a fact that there was dengue in the caravan. And there was a virus, fever, mucus in the caravan. And now that another caravan is coming, and another caravan is pronouncing to come to the country of Mexico on the 10th of March, apparently another caravan is formulating, and another caravan is coming to our country of Mexico. A lot of journalists from the United States are saying Trump and a state of emergency. I'm not saying that they're wrong because they are standing for the United States of America. I understand that. But we need to see more that through the urgency of a 5% tariff. We need to see more through more. And believe me, Donald Trump is really smart. Mike Pence is also a really smart guy. And Pompeo, believe me, is a really smart guy. He has all around the best team in the world in terminology of the economy, security, and also to boost everything that evolves to get the economy better of your country, of the United States. But why is it not a particular good time to apply a 5% tariff? I heard a couple of journalists, really important journalists from the United States, panicking. Trump, please, now is the time to apply the 5% tariff. Now, apply it to Mexico. Now, because there's another caravan. Oh my God, now, please apply it. Now. And I got a comment right here. Carol Ron Bursell said, tariffs will force Mexico hand and they will have to stop immigration at the border. Isn't that what has been happening? Isn't that what has been happening? Isn't that what has been happening? That was the full... Let's go back to the tariff before I jump into other topic. The tariff happened because there was an entrance in a month of 140,000 illegal immigrants. And I'm saying illegal immigrants. Irregular migrants, that they were coming through your border. So Trump said, you know what, Mexico, if you don't get your stuff together, I will tariff you with the most important increase in the most important exportation and importation that you provide for us, for Canada, for the world, is the automobile industry. I will tariff you in the automobile industry. I will tariff you in the avocado. And my God, you're going to hurt Mexicans. Tariff them at beer. You know? So, what happened? They started enforcing the National Guard. Of course, AMLO lied about the amounts of the National Guard that they were sending. But measures starting to be taken. And 3 caravans have been stopped. Not entirely, but 3 caravans have been stopped. And these 3 caravans that have been stopped, not entirely, the majority, 80 to 90% of the caravans that have been stopped, it's been because of the threat that I will tariff you if you don't comply with detaining and stopping this illegal migration through the borders. Now, let's look the other side of the coin. Has the United States has stopped completely the illegal entrance to their country? Question. Has it stopped completely? This is a really serious question. And I want you guys to... Donald Trump needs to hit him harder. No, it does that not work. Valerie Aponte Bali, incorrect. Does not work right now. Has the illegal entrance to the country of the United States has stopped? Just tell me this. So it hasn't stopped entirely in Mexico, right? And it hasn't stopped entirely in the United States, right? Okay. A wall was put to decrease the illegal entrance to the United States. Has it worked? Yes. How has it worked? It has decreased from 70 to 80% in 2019. It has helped a lot. The wall has helped a lot. Walls work and walls save lives. Absolutely, I agree with that ideology. Absolutely. I absolutely agree. Now, if there's not stopping in Tapachula, and if it's not stopping in the United States, there was a threat about a 5% tariff. You guys remember when the threat was put of the 5% tariff? And I told you guys, this is the time that the United States needs to put the 5% tariff to Mexico right now. At that particular time, back in 2019, when a lot of migrants were crossing and they were not respecting no legal process whatsoever. So at that particular time, I was not even telling you guys that the United States needed to punish Mexico with a 5% tariff. I was telling you guys the United States needs to punish Mexico with the 25% tariff. 25. Punish these political, rats. Punish all these, political people that they're not doing anything for Mexico, and they don't care about the world. They don't care about trafficking of children, and they don't care about nobody. So I was telling everybody, punish Mexico right now. Punish Mexico right now with the 5% tariff. Right now is the time, Trump. Punish him. Now, going now to what is happening right now. What has happened since the 5% tariff was put on the table? You guys remember the document of the 5% tariff. I want you to read that. The document of the 5% tariff. I have said this more than one time. The document of the 5% tariff, whether you like it or not, was signed by Pence and Mr. President Donald J. Trump. And it says this: the United States has compromised that he is going to be the #1 provider and leader to create better jobs and economy in Central America, so these people won't migrate. That being the case, Mexico will improve in their security measures with the protection of their sovereign nation, so these people won't migrate irregularly and being put through coyotes and traffickers around our country. Right? That was on the tariff document. You guys need to read that. Read the tariff document. So, after that, what happened? The government of Mexico, smokescreen, they were saying we're going to send 15,000 National Guard to Tapachula. Ben Berkwam and myself went over there to Tapachula, and we shown you that it was a lie. But they had people right there from the National Guard. A caravan came in. It was stopped. Why? Because of the 5% tariff. A second caravan was stopped. Another one came in and it was stopped. Another second caravan. Not in their entire, amount, but in the entire gross amount, but it was stopped because of the 5% tariff. Even you heard the President Trump going on public on speech and said, quote unquote, the president of Mexico, now he's complying and he's agreeing with the 5% tariff. He's doing his job. He's trying to do his job. And then a third caravan came in. This last one, they were detained, not even exiting on the first state of Chiapas, on the city of Tapachula. So, has the 5% tariff has worked till now? Has it decreased? Has it put, a threat to Mexico? It has worked in a way. It has worked in a way. It's like the wall. It has worked. Not entirely, but it has worked. Exactly the National Guard. It has worked. Not entirely, but it's continued to get better and work. Now, let's get to the business and why all these people are panicking that a 5% tariff, it needs to apply right now, and why they're begging for this 5% tariff to be applied? Because of the coronavirus. So a lot of these journalists, they are panicking people, and they're telling that the coronavirus is in the caravan. Do we know that there's a spread of coronavirus in Guatemala? Do we actually know that there's a spread of coronavirus in Honduras? Do we actually know that there's a spread of coronavirus in Guatemala, in El Salvador? Where the coronavirus generated generated in Wuhan, China. Not even close to the vicinity of Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Mexico. Not even close. So, how many cases of coronavirus have been registered in Mexico till now? 2. How many cases of coronavirus in the United States have been registered? More than 2, right? More than 2. How many cases in Guatemala, in Honduras, and El Salvador have been registered with coronavirus? Do your research and watch how the percentage is much higher in the United States of the coronavirus spread than in Mexico. Now, before we start panicking, why right now is a mistake to put 5% tariff to Mexico because of the panic that probably in Honduras and El Salvador and Guatemala, they are coming with coronavirus. In Africa, Italy. Why? Now, you guys have seen how the economy has affected the world because of the coronavirus. Because of the coronavirus, more than $30,000 million airlines have lost. I just told you the other day how Starbucks is really important for China, and how the 10% of increase of the economy and how the 10% of everything that comes in China is Starbucks, IKEA, H&M, and how they are paying now migrants that they come from other countries to work in China $230 per day, $430 per day with equipment. Now, what has happened? The economy has collapsed with China and the coronavirus, exporting and importing. That is really important for the world. China has let us know that we depend, unfortunately, on them. That we depend on their exporting and importing. It's kind of like coffee. They get you addicted to it. You drink it every day. They take it away and you're like, I need coffee. Unfortunately, the product of China has done that to the world. Thanks to the agreement on your side, Obama did with China. Horrible agreement. So now the economies on every part of the world, they depend. And they depend on their exporting and importing. The automobile industry, for example, number 1 in the world is China as provider of automobiles and exporting of parts. Whereas the United States, second. And how has, according to IBEX, that is, IBEX is the Institute of Exportation around the world, the international exportation around the world, is saying that IBEX has, collapsed 3.5% since Thursday till now. Economies from is the worst since 2011. Economies from, the stocks in London and Paris and Frankfurt, they have lost 3%. Collapses are happening in Japan, in Latin America, in Brazil, and in our country of Mexico. And also, look at the stock market and look at Wall Street right now. Coronavirus has affected the world, not only essentially on human beings, but the economy. And like I told you, the biggest rumor is that China has provoked this to let everybody in the world, to let them know that you depend on me and that you depend on my economy. And I'm supposed to be the one and the leader and the master of all this. And I'm the one that's supposed to be respected as, you know, the best economy in the world. I'm supposed to be the leader. You depend on me. You depend on me. So this is the situation. You want to apply to all these international journalists. Échenle coco. Get your heads together. You want to apply a 5% tariff to Mexico when all the international companies that they live on the border, you guys that don't live on the border, that you got big monsters like Hyundai, Toyota, Samsung, Ford, Chevrolet, big automobile industries, Kia, Mazda, all these companies that they provide thousands and thousands of jobs, and that their economy has decreased more than 3% right now around the globe, and their entrance to the ports, to the most important ports of exportation and importation, that is Long Beach, New York, and also to the entrance, the semi-truck entrance through our ports of entry, through our cities of Tijuana, Laredo, how jobs have been affected and how these economies are losing a lot of money. Do you think, asking this question, do you think that right now, as the world is losing lives and is losing economy, do you think that Trump is going to tell Mexico, because of this caravan on the 10th of March, I'm going to apply the 10% tariff? Question right now to you guys. After what I explained to you, after the collapse of the economy because of the coronavirus, and all these companies that they're suffering right now because of the coronavirus, and on top of that, you're going to apply the 5% tariff, what do you think there is going to happen? Is the biggest collapse of the banks. Do you think that Trump is going to apply the 5% tariff? Absolutely not. He's gonna shoot himself on the foot. Hell no. Hell no, I'm not gonna apply the tariff right now. All these companies, they're not exporting. I'm not getting, the stocks are going down. The economy is going down. The exporting and importing is not boosting like it's supposed to because of this coronavirus. And I'm getting affected directly. And it's because of the new agreement with China. China's not liking it at all. He doesn't have it that easy. He's not getting that money like it used to. And every country is waking up to say, China, you have taken advantage of us for the longest of time with your providing. Now, it's going to cost you. And by logic, he's not going to apply the 5% tariff. What does the government of the United States need to do right now with all these caravans? One, they have been stopped. What else do you need? What else do you want? What else? By all these journalists that they're asking for the 5% tariff, instead of asking to applying of the 5% tariff, you guys need to be telling Mexico and the United Nations, you guys that have millions and millions of reach, you guys that have millions of people that reach, you guys, what you guys need to be doing is to push for all these globalist agenda to end, and all these global pacts of immigration to end. Because the global pact of immigration, if it ends, we don't have no irregular migration anymore. We don't have to apply a tariff, and then you can concentrate on what is really the deal with China and how we depend on that coffee every day. Every day. The United States, unfortunately, now depends on the products of China. Mexico, unfortunately, now depends on the products of China. Europe, unfortunately, now depends the price of the now depends on the products of China. Africa depends on the products of China. The world, unfortunately, we depend on him. We depend on them. So for now, to give you guys an idea of panicking because of a couple cases that they might come as the coronavirus in our country and say, apply the 5% tariff drop, please, we're going to die. You're panicking on your own, but you're not thinking much further than the situation, much further than what is happening right now, and how, if the economy is collapsing right now with this coronavirus, imagine how it's going to collapse between the United States, Mexico, and Canada with a 5% tariff. Imagine that. Imagine how much, if it's already collapsing, you're going to hit yourself on the foot, collapsing it more. It's no logic. What the United States needs to do, as always has been doing, is to, again, Pompeo needs to contact Marcelo Ebrard, that both are the canceliers, talk to each other, and tell Pompeo, I already know that these caravans are by design, Ebrard. They're orchestrated to destabilize economies. I already know that you guys want to collapse the economy. You already know what is going to happen if you guys don't control this, right? We already know. It's going to get stopped, Pompeo. Don't worry about it. Okay. What you need to do now is get that health department in there. And believe me, we already got 2 cases in Ciudad de Mexico of coronavirus in Mexico. How many cases do you guys have? Because I just heard 2 in San Diego. So who is the biggest threat right now of coronavirus in terms of countries? Mexico or the United States? I'm not here, not there. I'm right here in the middle with facts and numbers. Is the only thing that I give. Facts and numbers. Which country of the 2 has more cases of coronavirus? Mexico or the United States right now? So, to get the idea that you want to tariff Mexico 5% right now because you're panicking about another caravan. Well, if you listen to the news, California has 8,400 cases pending. Oh my God, I don't listen to the news. I don't read. I am so ignorant. I'm asking you, just to compare. Give me a comparison. Don't get mad, people. People get mad when I start talking facts and numbers and statistics. Don't get mad with me. Don't get mad. I'm just giving you guys I'm asking you guys a typical question. Which country has more cases of coronavirus? Is it Mexico or is it the United States? It's a question. And people get mad. Don't get mad. Not because you have more, it means that, oh, Mexico's winning. It's not about winning or losing. It's about getting facts. So if you guys have more cases of coronavirus and there's a caravan coming and you guys thinking that because of the caravan, you're going to get more cases in the United States and you want a tariff because of that, on top of the economy is collapsing right now because of the coronavirus, isn't it illogical? Isn't it illogical? It is completely illogical. I told you guys when it first started, you guys saw videos in New Mexico of people crossing illegally to your country in massive amounts. In massive amounts. You guys saw people crossing in El Paso. You guys people crossing in California as I was broadcasting through this border. You guys saw all of this. You guys saw all of this. And at that particular time, when that was happening, I was the one pushing and telling you guys need to tell your president that it's not only 5% that they need to tariff Mexico. They need to tariff Mexico with the 25%. So they will learn and they will stop this. But right now, because of a worldwide journalist is panicking, you're telling me that right now is a good time to put a 5% tariff in Mexico when the economies are collapsing worldwide because of the coronavirus? And on top of that, you're going to put the 5%. So all these companies that they're worldwide providers for you, for me, for everybody else, what do you think they're going to do? Now is not a particular good time to apply the 5% tariff. It is a time to apply pressure, and to help resolve the problem of entrancy of the coronavirus if it's coming through South America. I just told you guys which country has more cases of coronavirus, the United States or Mexico. You guys said right now, the United States. Now, if we are trying to stop what is happening in the borders of Tapachula, not only with the entrance of irregular migrants in the next caravan, that it has been stopped 3 times. Not only that, we need to take care right now of the situations of the diseases and of this coronavirus. So we need to provide with the health department, and we need to get ready for all of that. We need to get ready for all of that to stop, to get the health department, not to tariff, because you're going to make it worse. You're going to collapse the economy right now completely. It's already collapsed. London, Paris. I already told you, IBEX has lost 3%. Mexico has more. You're lying. It's not Mexico. Get your facts straight and research. No. Only 2 cases have been registered in Mexico, and it's in the Ciudad de Mexico. Get your facts straight. Don't lie. It's just logic, people. It's just logics. Let's get statistics and let's get logic in here. It's not a good time to tariff another country because it's going to collapse the economy of this greater Walmart, all these providers, that they're monsters internationally with 2 countries. It's going to collapse the economy as it is being collapsed right now with the ports of China not exporting and not importing nothing right now. Nothing is coming out of the ports. You know how much Hanjin exports, the port of Hanjin in China? Do you know how much Hapag-Lloyd exports? Do you know how much trillions they export and they import? There's trillions. And the economy worldwide is collapsing because of one virus. And on top of that, you want to tariff more? It's gonna collapse it more. That is just provoking an economy collapse. And it's collapsing little by little. Go to Wall Street and go to your stock market and just ask yourself this question. Is it okay right now to invest? Is it okay? Right? Is it boosting? How's NASDAQ doing? Just go over there and check. How are the banks doing right now? So do you think that it's okay right now to tariff? It's not a particular good time. This is why all the caravans are strategic. They're smart. Their caravans are orchestrated. This is why immediately, let's put another caravan in. Let's march with another caravan. Let's march with. They're not going to do anything because the economy is going to collapse. They're not going to tariff us. They're not going to tariff Mexico. Let's go in right now. They're just going to try to stop us. And if they stop us, they're not going to hurt Mexico with the 5% tariff, because if we hurt Mexico with the 5% tariff, it's going to collapse the economies on the borders with these gigantic monsters that they provide for the world. They're orchestrated. So what is Mexico going to do about the caravans? Anna Rich, hi, how you doing? Good evening. We have stopped the last 3 caravans that they had try to come in. I don't know if you have been seeing for the last months, but Mexico hasn't done an excellent job, but it hasn't done a perfect job. but it has done a decent job on stopping the caravans. 3 caravans. We have stopped 3 caravans. If we're going to ask particular questions, let's ask also, has the United States stopped completely the fluency of illegal migrants through the United States? Let's just ask this question. Has it stopped? Nobody's going in? Not even one soul? Not even one person? It's not what is Mexico going to do. It's not what the United States is going to do. It's what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And it's like I told you guys, the globalist agenda is the number one factor that we need to push. Is the number one target that we need to focus on. All these international broadcasters that they have millions of reach, millions, focus on the big prize. Don't focus on the small prize and on contradicting and affecting not even your country, that you're going to hit yourself on the foot, as I just explained, but you're going to affect other one and another one and another one and another one. Remember, Trump is a really smart man. He's not going to tariff right now because it's going to bring complications. And his economy is boosting right now. So you think that he's going to tariff companies that are in the border that they're providing every day to the other side of the United States? You think that he's going to tariff them right now when he is losing right now because of the coronavirus? Do you think so? He's not going to do it. The only thing that he's going to do is apply pressure to the government of Mexico so they can be stopped. So they can be stopped. That is the number one thing. How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News at America's Voice. We had a little chit chat about why is now not a good time to apply a 5% tariff to Mexico. And it's because of the effects of the coronavirus and how the coronavirus is affecting the economy worldwide. So after that, you can apply a 5% tariff after, on top of knowing that it's affecting worldwide. So it is amazing. It is amazing how you get all these international broadcasters that they have a lot of reach and they start panicking. No, right now the 5% tariff. That's loco, way. That's loco. You're crazy. You're crazy. You're really crazy. If you think your president, he's going to do that. He's not. He's not going to do it because he knows that right now is not a good time. And everything sanctions and this kind of sanctions that they make a difference not only in countries but in the world because of money. They are with timing. It's not because of a limp. It is not because of a panic attack. It's not because of that. All of these things, they are based on timing. They're based on timing. All of these things are based on timing. How's everybody doing? Good afternoon to everybody. It's 6 in the evening over here in Tijuana. God bless you all. I wanted to do that video. Number one is because a lot of people are, thinking right now it's a good time, another caravan. Let's just put the 5% tariff. Let's be smart, people. We are having one of the most difficult times in the economy right now because it's our fault. It's our fault. We started buying products from China. And because we started buying products by China, now we depend on China. It is our fault. And is the fault in the United States, is the fault of, Obama, is in our fault is this new socialism agenda that it wants to collapse the economy so the state can take control of everything. So right now, of course, is not a good time to apply a 5% tariff. Of course not. It is not going to be because of the coronavirus that is affecting worldwide every economy. It is just logical. You know, it is just logical. Exactly, Rain. We wanted those cheap products. Obama put the United States in a predicament that the necessity was so bad that they needed, you know, products from China. People need to let our president not to apply tariffs on Mexico. We need to let our president not to apply tariffs on Mexico. Well, you know, Dora, I will tell you something. The speculated number, and I will read it right now. If the United States tariff 5% applied to the goods in Mexico, and it will be sustaining right now, more than 400,000 jobs would have been lost in the borders. Imagine how much the economy was going to get affected. Huge. But it was a threat, and it was a correct way to resolve a situation that it was depending on the security of a sovereign nation like the United States, and in the borders like my city of Tijuana. It was a great decision taken by the President of the United States. Great decision that it was taken by the United States. And let me just tell you how much it was going to get affected in Texas. Only in Texas, if the 5% tariff would have applied, 117,000, jobs would have been lost, according to the analysis that it was given by Perryman Group. 117,000 jobs would have been lost in the borders between Texas and Mexico. Imagine that. Imagine how much. That is why right now, as we are having a problem with the coronavirus that is affecting worldwide the economies, right now is not a good time to apply the tariff. It is a matter of national security. That's why you got the National Guard. United States, Mexico, we need to be prepared. 5% tariff, it was going to make an economy collapse. You think that Trump wants that? He's not going to do that. He's much smarter than that. He's going to say, no, I'm not going to shoot myself in the foot. You know? So, right now, what we need to do is focus on the price of attacking the globalist agenda and putting the health department where it's supposed to be in Mexico and where it's supposed to be in the borders. Protect the border patrol, protect the agents of immigration from Mexico, protect them. Imagine the job of those people exposing themselves day in and day out of, on a speculated virus that is the coronavirus, with no protection, only gloves and a mask. Imagine that. So we need to focus right now on the protection of the health department. If you apply the tariff right now, it will collapse the economy. And a lot of things other than irregular migration are going to happen. A lot of things. More than that. So you got to be smart about it. Let's focus on the problem. Right now is not a perfect time to apply the tariff. And let Mexico handle the caravans as he's been handling it. 3 caravans have been stopped. Do we know entirely that they've been stopped in their entire gross amount? We don't know that. But the statistics and the stats that they were given by the government of Mexico said that they are contained. Plus, our sources and contacts in Tapachula, Chiapas, they're saying that they are contained. And they are waiting for the visa of transit. But a lot of them, they're entering into jungles and all of this. It is unpredictable. Mexico is so unprepared for this. Knowing that fact, and on top of that, we can apply the 5% tariff right now. It will completely shoot ourselves in the foot economically and double the jobs. Imagine if the 5% tariff was applied like this guy is saying back in the day. Imagine how much it's going to affect right now when a lot of jobs are being lost because of the coronavirus. Imagine how much it's gonna affect. So this is why it's really important for all these broadcasters, international broadcasters, global broadcasters, that they have a reach of millions, to understand why a 5% tariff is not applicable right now to our country. It's not going to work. It's going to affect double. So it might as well just focus on pushing Mexico and pressure Mexico again to stop the next caravan and to get the health department right there. Good evening to everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm about to go home now. It's getting late. It's getting real late, and I just, got myself right here with you guys talking. How's everybody doing? God bless everybody. Tomorrow is the last day, or I think today is the last day, or tomorrow, last day of voting in the first term, in the first period of voting in El Paso. So, go out there and vote for my partner, Conservative Anthony, as he's running for Congress in District 16 of El Paso. Go out there and vote for him, man. Vote for him, because he is going to change for the better. God bless everybody that is watching. Stay safe, and always remember, peace and love, everybody, because always your country's first.